Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another interesting episode of the Loading Screen Podcast. This is episode number 6. And today I'm joined with my host here, Carlos, Elf and Zslash, and my man Zslash. What's going on, guys?
What's up, guys? And may the Helix grace you all.
God damn that crusty ass rock.
What?
Everybody knows that the Poke God is Arceus.
Get this heretic off this podcast, Shadow.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Anyway, we're here to talk about games. Games, nothing but games.
We're talking about games.
No,
the game
games.
of life. The game of religious persecution.
No. So, a couple big announcements were made this week. One of them, of course, being that there will be a third and final Batman from Rocksteady.
No, yes, don't worry. We're no longer counting Origins.
Well, it wasn't made by them, so yeah.
You can ignore them, guys.
So we got Batman Arkham Knights, or Arkham Knight, excuse me.
Nice.
The final game in the Batman trilogy. And this time around you get to drive the Batmobile, which is freaking fantastic.
About freaking time. Though I am a little disappointed because we saw the Batmobile twice already with Rocksteady's games. And it was the classic, sleek convertible. And then the Batmobile they gave us is the Tumbler.
Likely they'll probably give you the other Batmobiles in the game as DLC.
Or maybe it'll blow up.
Wait, you have to traverse the city. They're not gonna blow up the Batmobile. They'll probably give you a Batcycle, maybe.
I'm actually willing to look at that. But what I'm hoping for is that it's going to be a lot less inspired by the movies. Because I've been noticing, ever since City, the Arkham universe has become more and more realistic and less surreal. I kind of miss that, dark, creepy, cartoony aspect of the Batman universe that they had in Arkham Asylum.
Hey, Carlos, I got a question for you.
What?
Yeah, has it kept selling in the same numbers?
Look, it's Jonathan Crane was here right there. That is my freaking fear. Warner Brothers is turning this series into a semi-annual. I'm thinking this is Batman Batman Assassin's Creed or something, man.
Batman Call of Duty?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like the irony of having Batman insignias on all my guns.
Oh, that's true. Oh, by the way, you ever played that game? Batman and Gotham City and Posse?
I have to ask, do they have
that game was terrible?
A game that something that I've always wanted out of a Batman game. If you have a Batman game with shooting, shouldn't the strongest weapon be Joe Chill's 44? Shouldn't it be?
I don't know. I don't even know if they got that. They have automatic machine guns, but yes, I guess.
Yeah, like a gun that just shoots 2 bullets and is able to kill your parents in one shot.
Gotham City Imposters was not a good game.
It was a fun game, but it was not a good one.
The very first thing I thought about that, I was like, hey, it's a Batman game, but you're shooting people. Wait,
how does
what?
This make any sense?
This is Batman. He doesn't like guns. What? Anyway.
This is modern Batman. If you have Batman with purple gloves, he's okay with shooting people.
Or Batman Noir. He likes guns.
Yeah, he likes guns.
But anyway, so what are you guys looking forward to in this game? Any speculation?
I'm honestly looking forward to having Nightwing with dialogue, or maybe playable sections with Robin and Nightwing where they have an influence on the plot, the mainline plot of the game.
Well, so far the only playable character that's been confirmed is Harley Quinn, and she might wind up another disappointment like Deathstroke. Challenge maps. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll give you a story challenge map like you did Initiation.
Yeah, because that's kind of feeling weak. Because Arkham City gave us 4 characters with distinct moves, and then Arkham Origins pared it back down to 2, without any additions so far.
Not even that. It's one of them was a hodgepodge of Robin and a couple of other stuff, and the other one was, I guess, completely new, but it was limited to DLC.
Yeah, like I would like to have Nightwing and Robin back with pretty much their whole moves, their whole suite of moves, and
Yeah.
or at least maybe Azrael as
Yeah,
playable for a
that's the
section.
thing. When everyone was expecting the last entry into the Arkham series from Rocksteady, they were expecting something more, I don't know, grandiose. Because remember that prophecy Azrael was talking about,
There,
Gotham was
there's
going to burn.
I would say that there would still be room for that for something that would happen after something mid game would change the game, because that's happened in several of the Arkham games where like they start off mundane, then things get crazier after the midway point.
Well, speaking of crazy, all right, so far confirmed, Scarecrow is going to be a big threat.
Yep.
Like he was hyped up in Arkham City.
In fact,
Uh,
they talked about the demo, Game Informer, and they said that the game starts around Scarecrow. So
Yes, but I'm hoping he does not get supplanted because a lot of people were hoping he was going to take center stage on the next one. Then you got Two Face, Penguin, and Harley Quinn going around. You got the Riddler still doing his riddle stuff. He's going to give you challenges to do in the Batmobile. I think Black Mass is going to be back. I'm not really sure. And
they really haven't told us anything about the villains other than Penguin, Two Face, and Harley Quinn, and Scarecrow,
Yeah,
obviously.
according to
they'll probably fill it out with some more villains. I'm hoping for maybe some. Let's see, who do we have?
Okay.
More Poison Ivy action, maybe.
Actually, yeah, I wouldn't mind more Poison Ivy. She's been hyped up a little big, and she's very powerful. So I like to see her more unleashed. Um,
How
all
about
right.
stuff like honestly, you know who needs to be in this series? The Clock King.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be very good. Wow, that he would be really cool to fight against. Oh, hold
Considering
up.
considering how we have cars and with this large map, you could pretty much have a reason to have like race style objectives where you have to reach checkpoints and do stuff maybe.
Hold up. No, 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 no. Not Killer Croc. I'm getting tired of fighting him, but
What about Baby Doll?
I think yeah, maybe for one of because every Arkham series, there's always that one crazy psychedelic experience you always held true. So I
Yeah,
I
guess
don't
that
know, Baby
going,
Doll, really? I don't know if she would fit in.
she's a very tragic villain. But
yeah.
again, that's veering toward the twisted concept Arkham Asylum used to have. And there's always one villain in an Arkham game that harkens back to that kind of thing. Let's see. It was Scarecrow in the first, then Mad Hatter in Arkham City.
But those villains have. Wait, Arkham City had two of those because Mad Hatter messed with your psyche, as well as Ra's al Ghul when he gave you some drugs. I think.
Yeah, Ra's al Ghul as well. Oh, damn. I wanna say the Heretic, but I think we're too soon on that. Oh, Professor Pig. Professor Pig. He is
Okay.
really messed up.
Okay. He has a legitimate way to get psychedelic. Honestly, he does
Professor Pig,
he
the
has drug stuff, right?
Flamingo. What?
He has drug based stuff, right?
That he has drug-based stuff. He has an entire army of people with glued-up faces that makes look like dolls.
So pig face thugs.
Pig thugs. Yeah, and you know that creepy dance of his. It's
Okay.
just he's a very disgusting character, so he will fit in right there. Who else? The Flamingo.
I don't
That,
think I don't think Flamingo works for Arkham.
well, I don't know. Maybe for like a racing thing with the Batmobile.
Because of his motorcycle.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
I
know.
guess that's
Seems
going
seems
from the
like
bottom of the barrel.
yeah. It seems like too many assets. It seems like too many assets for that character because he's not recognizable enough to justify making all this stuff from behind him.
I don't know. I just I mean, as far as the villain lineup is, there's so many people they can go from. I'm more concerned again with the
Man-Bat?
Batmobile. I just want to. I hope they implement it properly, and it's not just okay. We can use this to point A to point B because they can use the mechanics of a vehicle so much more.
Yeah.
They
Racing
have
like you
hinted that
said.
Also, one thing is that like the setup of the streets is kind of narrow, so I don't know how that's gonna feel.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I was hoping that we were finally going to see a Gotham City with a little bit of life to it instead of the normal natural patterns of the Gothamite. Once once an emergency has been declared, they migrate south for the winter, and then the natural organisms, the gentle mook, moves back into the nesting grounds, across the rooftops, on the cities, on the ground, in the sewers,
What
hoping.
are you telling me that you want to pay $60 for a Batman game to watch Batman beat up a hot dog vendor? Seriously?
Where's the mustard? Where's the relish?
Who knows? But we'll see it soon enough because
Well,
that
the
game comes
one
out this
villain
year.
everyone can agree that they do not want to see again.
The Joker better not return.
And that's what I'm worried about this new Arkham Knight guy. For those of you who don't know, the Arkham Knight does not refer to Batman. It refers to an original character created by Rocksteady and Jeff Jones.
So it'll work just as well as that other Batman villain that was created just for the game of Sinzu, Rise of Sinzu.
Oh God, no! Don't remind me of that guy. I hope not. Apparently, they're kind of hyping this guy as basically military Batman, raised by Arkham. A lot of people.
What? So we have Generalissimo Batman.
Generalissimo Batman, yeah. You know what I'm hoping for? A lot of this will be trolling it, but what if it winds up being Quincy Sharp?
Quincy Sharp went to jail, or I think
Okay.
or isn't he dead? I don't know. Is he dead?
No, I think he just went to jail.
He's not
But
inspiring. Also, it's a Batman game. You need to punch Batman by the climax, so it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, and also again, it's not an existing character; it's a brand new character, so it won't
That's
be
what
anybody.
they said. That's what they say. But then again, remember, Black Mask was supposed to be the big villain in Arkham Origins, and look what happened there. I don't trust Warner Brothers with this plot twist, so I'm going to err on the side of caution and hope that.
What?
They,
So the only time you can ever trust Joker being dead is if the voice actor or actor of the Joker is actually dead?
Good point. Oh, but hold up. Troy Baker did such a good job with the Joker. I wouldn't put it past Warner Brothers to sneak past Mark Hamill and say, okay, Troy, you can do the Joker again. Try just doing him a little bit older. We're going to respect Mark's wishes. We don't really have a good script. I don't think we'll ever have a good script. But we need a Joker. There you go.
No, only one can hope that it'll be a good game. I mean, it has to be, right?
It has
it has to be.
But honestly, come on. Where the fuck is my Batman Beyond?
Yeah, that's a game that's never going to happen. Come on now.
I think it likely could.
It likely could, and it's the most requested idea from the fans to Rocksteady, and you see, it's about time. It can be easily implemented. I mean, how far can you only go with this concept? You had Arkham Asylum, which took place in the asylum, but then you had 3 games that took place in ever-increasing versions of Arkham City. I mean, in Gotham City, but unfortunately, that shit can start to get stale once in a while.
Well, you got to think about it also. Rocksteady did go on and say that this is their last Batman game. Who's to say that, Arkham City wasn't supposed to be the last one they wanted to do, but, WB came back and said, hey, we want another one. We'll pay you X amount of money. But they definitely stated that they will not do another one and that they're going to work on a completely brand new IP after this.
Rumors of the IP is that they're going to do the Ninja Turtles.
That's not a new IP.
Yeah, like generating fresh IP, not just working on another IP for another existing property.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I don't think they could possibly do it.
What, Ninja Turtles?
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to have a very large city to explore and do all the ninja stuff. It's another thing to try to do it with three other people.
I'll tell you what, if they did anything with our known IP, I would want them to do a Spider-Man game.
Really?
Yeah.
Treyarch is not bad with the Spider-Man games that are coming out. It's not Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I thought the thing with Spider-Man 2 was that even though the controls were built in such a way to reward you for learning how to play, I thought that they've generally tried to push it to try to make it easier, just so that people can just do it from a button, even though it doesn't feel as the learning curve so that the learning curve is just slower, so it's easier for littler kids to play it.
The youngins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But I guess that's the problem with Marvel. They're not exactly worried so much about their video game division as they are just having their IPs all over the place.
Yeah, they don't care about the games or their
winning.
cartoons.
Just winning.
Just winning.
On all fronts.
Yeah, that seemed to work.
All right, but so we beat Batman to death. Well, not really, but anyway.
not yet. No, we haven't broken it yet. We have not broken it.
But there's also more information out there on another game from our buddy Keiji Inafune. And
Last time we heard Keiji Inafune, you may have remembered, he quit Capcom. And he decided, if I can't make Mega Man for them, I'll make a Mega Man for myself. And I'll make Mega Man for you. And Mighty Number 9. You know, the rest is history. But it turns out, it's not enough. Making his own Mega Man was not enough to get his Mega Fix. So, I'll take it away, Shadow.
I gotta say that you said Mega Fix, and thoughts of Captain N just ran straight through my brain. Thanks a lot. Jeez, that was terrible.
Actually, what ran through my head was when Carlos said Mega Fix, I was imagining Mega Man shooting Mega Heroin just literally into his arms.
Dude, that's what they tried to do in the Archie comic. They literally had him getting powers from the Robot Masters, and he started getting high and shit.
Oh god. So the latest title from Keiji Inafune, and I think I'm pronouncing the studio he's working with incorrectly. Intis Creates. I might be incorrect, but that's
Creates?
INTICREATES. They are another company. Yeah, see how it sounds. Another company that's made up of ex-Capcom employees, who also made the Mega Man Zero, Mega Man ZX games. So as you can imagine, they have a pretty good. They're pretty good with 2D side-scrolling games. So they're teaming up. They're gonna make a new game called Azure Striker Gunvolt, which features the story of a young boy apparently who is psychic, and has he is psychic.
Blue overcoat. He fires blue lasers, and he dashes and jumps all around by destroying lots of robots and robotic humanoids. You can call them Reploids if you want to.
Yeah, see that reoccurring theme there.
Mega Man X in all but name.
Yeah. If there's anything that we can say, from anything that Kenji's done so far, is the fact that, he's taking this, this Capcom crusade quite literally. My number 9, now we got this. And yeah, it's basically a Mega Man game. From everything that we've seen so far, the pictures and descriptions about this, it's basically a Mega Man game in a different theme. That's all it is. That's not saying it's a bad thing. Well, it is a bad thing because it's only coming out for the 3DS and 2DS. So that's bad.
That's true, but that's more on Japan's thing than anything. But also, you have to understand that Azure is also quite a different animal from Mega Man. I'm sorry, Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9.
It's going to take a while to get used. Mighty Number 9 seems to be a combination of classic Mega Man and the early Mega Man X titles, like the ones from the Super NES, while Azure Striker Gunvolt? Am I pronouncing it correct?
Gunvolt,
yeah. That's the more precise action-paced stuff of the later Mega Man X titles. And Mega Man Zero and Mega Man ZX. That's the kind of stuff that you really gotta keep your focus on. and be able to use massive power. It almost looked like a shoot 'em up hell, bullet hell right there.
I wish there were videos on it. All we can
There
do is
was.
from. I didn't see anything yet. I would love to see
Oh,
one.
you gotta
Please
go to
send it to me.
Kotaku. They have trailers out. It's a Japanese trailer. They showed all the abilities they have. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it also means you
Well,
really
I've
gotta be on
I've
your
seen
A
the
game.
intro. I want to see pure gameplay. That's what I want to see.
Pure gameplay. Well, I think they showed enough gameplay from it by itself, but yeah, I'd like to try it out myself.
Those who've
So,
had
when
played the game
is the
said it's fun.
eventual next game from Keiji Inafune? The Legend of the Cerulean Driller, a 3D shoot 'em up game where you find suspicious artifacts and team up with little robots that look like Lego blocks that are totally not related to Mega Man Legends. It's totally new IP.
As long as they're using it and Capcom's not, I mean, I don't know how bad I can feel.
Yeah, Capcom's just missing out. That's all I could say.
Didn't Capcom just lay off like a couple of employees going on?
Was it Capcom? I know there's a shit ton of employees coming that went on a couple of days ago or weeks ago actually. The most recent that comes to mind was Disney. I think they lost like 500 employees. I don't know what Capcom's been up to lately.
Well,
Yeah.
I understand Disney because their what's it called? What was it? Junction, DreamWorks Junction. That thing they did with Mark Spector. That didn't turn out so bad. That didn't turn out so well. And
What do you mean by DreamWorks Junction? What was their plan?
man, I forget the actual name of the development team, but it was made with Mark Spector in mind to create AAA games for Disney, starting with, of course, Epic Mickey and Epic Mickey 2. Of course, those two games petered out.
Wait, Mark Spector or Warren Spector?
Warren Spector. Shit!
Warren Spector.
Yes, Warren Spector is the great genius behind Deus Ex. Mark Spector is one of the identities from Moon Knight.
Yeah, I was like, Mark Spector, what the hell? Yeah, Epic Mickey didn't do well.
Guys, do your game coverage, guys.
Matt, where are you? I need you. But yeah, Epic Mickey 1 and 2 were actually pretty good games, but they didn't get the billing they deserved.
I didn't thought they were a very good game. I thought they were very rushed platformers. They had a very nice original concept, but because they went primarily toward families, I think the concept was muddied.
I know we're moving from a different topic, but we should talk about it at least from the 500 employees. Yeah, I mean, the last major push Disney had in gaming was, of course, Infinity, which seems to have fizzled out. I mean, I thought their whole goal was to go against,
Skylanders.
Skylanders, and while Skylanders is still getting increasingly more popular, it seems like Disney Infinity isn't, from my eyes at least, isn't doing as well as it should have or as they expected it.
Because the thing is, their concept was an endless playland of creativity, which allowed players to create their own game. The problem is young children and casual gamers don't want to extend their imaginations. They're just there to play the games to escape, not to think. So when you have an empty playland and you're encouraging your audience to make their own game, they get fucking lazy and I said, fuck this. I'm gonna play Skylanders. They get the game for me.
I will say, because I did rush out and buy Infinity for my kids, and they've yet to use the toy box. They just don't want to do it.
Exactly. It's sad. It's really sad, but I think they aim that kind of concept for the wrong audience. Kids are not interested in making their own games unless it's something that they own.
I agree with that one.
Do you feel that they're trying to imitate the kind of thing that Minecraft achieved?
I don't think so at all. I applaud them for trying to do what they did. Again, they wanted to go do what Skylanders did and then push it further, but it, again, this game was basically for kids, for little children, 5 years to maybe 12 years is the perfect demographic, and Honestly, how many 5-year-olds do you know that want to sit there and make stuff in a video game?
That
Not
depends.
many. Far too little.
I mean, there are the exceptions out there. Don't get me wrong, but most of the kids I know that age don't want to build things in a game. They want to do it in real life. They want to use Legos and whatnot in a game. And I mean, even the toy box, I didn't think it was that much fun. I tried it, and I was like, what? Why is this even in here? No, no, thank you. I didn't care too much for it.
You have Little Big Planet to be able to hold that, and that's a little more fun because the variety of genres you could do.
Yeah, at the same time, that game appears all all demographics, not just little kids. Even adults love that game.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's just sad that they happen to lay off that many employees, and now they don't know what they're doing with their game division. And it's not the first time they did this. That's the sad thing. They did it before a couple years ago, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna beef up our gaming division. Now you're letting off employees again.
Disney honestly doesn't know what they're doing unless it's something to do with film.
Because they closed down Black Rock Studios not too long ago.
What is Black Rock Studios?
Black Rock Studios was a gaming division. I think Disney picked them up not too long ago, like 2011 or so. Maybe a little later than that. I can't remember. But the last game that I remember them doing was Pure, the ATV game.
Oh yeah, that
and Split Second, which I loved. I enjoy Split Second. It was basically the Ridge Racer meets Hollywood production racing game, and it was fantastic. And then dropped it. No DLC, no updates, nothing. It was just, we're closing the studio down. Goodbye.
Yeah, because like looking through their history, like a lot of what they did was just straight up racing games in most of their history.
Yeah, because they took over MotoGP because they weren't the original MotoGP people. They did I think they did ATV Off-Road Fury as well.
Yep,
that was all right. And they did 4 or 5 games in their lifetime, I believe, not counting ATV and MotoGP. I think they made a couple.
A good bit more.
But they didn't really. I mean, yeah, they barely lasted 10 years, I think. It was a shame though because I enjoy Split Second. That was a fantastic racing game. But yeah, it's like every time Disney tries to beef up their gaming studios, something happens, and yeah,
that's what happens when you put the suits of Disney in charge of everything.
Yeah, that's why I was afraid that when they picked up Marvel was going to happen. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it started to happen. It's been starting to happen. You can see bits of trickle in this. I mean, they're able to keep some good creative input, but it's mostly because they want to treat they're trying to treat their comic books as television. They now have every comic book is now an individual run. Once the run is done, it goes back to number 1.
And even though this isn't the comic, this isn't Bookshelf, guys. I do think that's the whole point.
Stay tuned for Bookshelf coming soon.
Yeah, Marvel, screw you because you killed off one of my favorite. Well, you didn't kill off my favorite characters, but you took away his comic.
We're gonna get into Spider-Man.
Scarlet Spider.
He is not dead.
He's not dead, but he's a new warrior. Come on, guys. You take him away from his own comic to put him in another comic that you killed off to bring it back.
Yeah, but in that comic, he's pretty much the star because he's the only reason people are buying that book.
I mean, seriously, really? You brought Justice back and put him in the comic? You brought back Speedball? Speedball?
Come on,
really?
He's a very integral part to what happened in Civil War.
Speedballs was so terrible. They had to change his entire persona and then take him back to the original because his second persona was even worse than his first one.
Yeah.
Penance? Come on, guys.
I really don't see this happening, but the problem is when status quo in Hollywood pays their bills, there's no really room for expanding world building. I mean, look what happened to freaking Venom. How long has it been since he's been allowed into the Guardians of the Galaxy? And we still haven't heard news about him. His thing was canceled when it... What?
You said Venom and Guardian of the Galaxies. You can...
He is going to be part of the Guardian of the Galaxy along with Captain Marvel.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Okay, say it again. Wait, what? Venom?
Flash Thompson, Mr. Hail Mary himself, is going into space.
So wait, so they're taking him out of Thunderbolts and putting him in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That makes none. He's not a cosmic hero whatsoever.
Oh no! They came up with a bullshit excuse. His suit is from space.
The suit is from space, but he shoots American guns.
Yeah, and apparently now they're gonna start exploring the origins of the symbiote.
Oh, we know the origin of the damn symbiote. How many? Oh, Jesus.
They're only doing this because they need. They can't put him on the Avengers because, Venom can't be an Avenger. And Captain Marvel, despite being pushed as Marvel's Wonder Woman, has a very crappy series. So they figure, okay, we're already putting them in Avengers and it's not working. Where else?
So they're putting. I thought I heard you, but I thought you might have been mistaken. So they're putting Captain Marvel on the Guardians of the Galaxy as well. But the Guardians of the Galaxy already has an impressive, lineup of characters. They don't need anybody. Their team itself is a powerhouse. You have the new Angel. Well, Angela. What was it? Angel. Angela. You have Groot. You have Drax. You have Star-Lord. I don't know why he's even in there. Whatever.
You have Brett Macklin.
Gamora.
You have Batista. You have Vin Diesel.
Batista.
You have that blue chick from Avatar, and you have
Rocket Raccoon.
A bloody raccoon with a giant machine gun. Voiced by Bradley Cooper.
Oh, do you mean he's not Rocket Raccoon. He is merchandise. He's merchandise. He's merchandise.
Who else were they gonna put Venom and Captain Marvel in? Okay, this is our second most popular team in Marvel Comics. Why not? Let's stare them in the face.
We'll get back in the game in a second, but how about put them on that other cosmic Marvel team that everybody's forgotten about?
What you mean, Nova Corps?
No, the other one that's so obscure I can't remember what the fuck it's called. But they put the
one from the future?
No. They put Quasar back on it.
Annihilators?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried making an Avengers of Space, and it just doesn't work because why? They're not the ones getting the movie. They're not the ones with Chris Pratt on it.
As much as I love Guardians of the Galaxy, but they're dissing my boy Quasar. He needs to be in something. He is probably one of the most favorite cosmic characters that Marvel's ever had.
Which is weird because they just went through an entire cosmic odyssey
to bring him back.
Freaking Infinity, and they barely used him.
And they went through. Yeah,
he better wait for a sequel then. Sorry, boys. Not everyone gets to ride on the hype train.
But they killed him off in Annihilation to bring him back. It's like, why did you bring him back?
Hey, Marvel. Maybe you should be taking some notes on our ideas. Maybe you could make some good games instead of that cheap crap that you keep pushing in with your movies.
All right.
Remember when you used to have some good games? Remember Wolverine?
That was a good game for a bad movie. I don't think you want to continue with that analogy.
That was a fantastic game. I will give it that. That was fun.
That was a fantastic. When was the last time you ever remember a Marvel comic game that was fantastic? Like I was on the par of Arkham Asylum.
I don't know because
there isn't.
Because most of the Marvel games don't. Part of the thing about the Arkham games is that one of the characters of the game is the city of Gotham itself or the Asylum itself. Most of the Marvel games play more like a traditional action game, where your engagement comes from what's happening.
Well, no, I take it back. I take it back because I had a completely brain blip. I'm incorrect. I'm sorry. There were actually a couple of them. If you want to count the Ultimate Alliance, they were pretty good. You had
for some reason, I like the first one better than the second one.
Everyone does.
Because while the second one had more bombastic action, the first one allowed me more freedom with the power combos, the costumes, and all that.
And then you had what else?
It had a stronger storyline, and it had stronger stakes at mine.
You had Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. That was all right.
I kind of like that. I like that.
I hated it. I couldn't stand the controls.
And then you have recently Lego Marvel Superheroes, which is fun.
I wouldn't know. Kept crashing on me every single time.
So yeah, they don't have the big budget games like DC Comic does with Batman, but there are some likable games.
I will never know the joy of Lego Superior Spider-Man.
And Lego Iron Man. That is so much fun just flying into the city with Iron Man.
Lego alcoholism.
But
okay, moving on to more misery.
How about you were talking about Twitch-based Pokemon? So explain that to me. Twitch-based Pokemon.
Twitch plays Pokemon, Keith.
Twitch hates Pokemon. Go.
Twitch massacres Pokemon.
I'm sorry, Gabe. I just don't like Pokemon because I could never get into Pokemon games.
And
never.
I don't understand the entire memes regarding 1,000 people playing one game at once.
It was actually upwards of 90,000.
90,000.
Yes.
And it managed to actually beat that game?
Yes, it is.
Tell me more.
But
Tell
first,
me the legend.
But okay. Many days passed. Person who hosts the game of Twitch Plays Pokemon created a chat filtering reader and the main game with a clock on the top. And during people could input controls for the character, or could input controls for the character, and the character would execute them. So pretty much over the first few days, it kind of was nothing, but then it exploded in popularity. And there have been great sagas, many pieces of art, music, illustrated and animated, commemorating the stories and the adventures.
Okay. So you're making it out to be this legendary thing. So my question to you is: so, one, where did this concept even come from? And two, how did it catch on so fast?
And three, why is there not a holy trilogy of the Helix, the Pidgeotto, and the holy Arceus?
Pretty much all the religions that came out of the events that happened in the game happened as a result of actions in the game. So Arceus, while he is quote unquote officially Pokemon God, pretty much what had happened was that in the game, like virtually any item that your character would come across would generally be thrown away by the people who would be playing it, generally the trolls. So some characters, some items would not able to be thrown away, like key items. So because of this, certain items like the SSN ticket and the Helix fossil became worshipped as gods because people would constantly make the player like look at them or examine them during battle or randomly when they were out and about in the game world. The explosion of the game seems to have happened around the midpoint, when pretty much like people heard like all these people are playing this game and they beat this game halfway. I got to see what this is about. After that midway point, pretty much there was like a huge spike in players afterwards.
Go on.
Okay. But I can give you a little bit of the history of Twitch Plays Pokemon. At least the first few days. Pretty much the player originally caught Keiji.
Should I provide background music?
No, you No. It'll be a little bit long. But pretty much they had their first they got a Charmander, and and he was called ABBBBBBBBK, and they called him Abby. And
that's a very long name.
They stumbled through the early in the game, and they caught a Rattata. the first of which that had no name, and a second Rattata that they call JLVNOOOO, and they call him Jay Leno.
Sounds like they're named them after planets.
What a big shit.
Then they picked up a Pidgey, and they beat Brock, but the game wasn't popular, so people didn't record the game at that time. They got a Moonstone, a Nugget, and those were thrown away immediately because trolls. They got through the cave, and pretty much there was a fierce battle to choose between the Helix fossil and the Dome fossil. And after pretty much essentially what seems like a holy war, they chose the Helix fossil. And pretty much everything.
Only a rock, people.
Everything that was bad from that point on became pretty much consequences of the Dome. And everything that was good was the consequences of the Helix.
So was this play style, the playing, was it vote style? Basically, people voted what would happen next?
No. Pretty much early in the game, they had the system where pretty much anytime a person typed the command A, B, start, and the directions up, down, left, and right, the character would do them.
Democracy.
That's the anarchy system, actually.
Anarchy.
Later in the game, the creator chose to implement a different system where players would vote for a certain action because they were caught in a puzzle area. So pretty much after that, there was a riot. There was pretty much like you could say like a riot in the game where players press start 9, because you could choose to vote for an option and chain it to have it be done a certain amount of times. So they called it like the start 9 riots, because a lot of people wanted to be able to have the anarchy again, because that's what they originally wanted to have. So what the creator chose to do was create a compromise. He created a system where there's a sliding scale between anarchy and democracy. And when enough people vote for democracy, it would slide to that scale and hold to it until 75% of people voted for anarchy again. And so it would be able to go back and forth as needed when people got to certain points.
What a contradiction.
Yeah. So pretty much they surmounted a lot of the challenges of the game. They beat the puzzles, they beat the gym leaders, and when finally this past Sunday they beat the Elite Four through some miracle plays, like where
they
Lance,
bullshit their way past the game.
Pretty much when they came across one of the final gym leaders, one of the final Elite Four, known as Lance. He uses a dragon, and the players, in all their infinite wisdom, decided to use a monster called the Venomoth. Now,
screw.
Okay, you can stop doing that now.
Okay.
All right. Now, pretty much what happened was, straight up, Keith, Pokemon Generation 1, the AI is as dumb as rocks. So what happened was that inadvertently they chose this Venomoth was half the level of this Dragonite. That was like level 60, and this Venomoth was like level 30. By all rights, this level 30 moth should be dead in the ground. But what happened was the players chose to use Disable, and it knocked out its main attack move. And because the AI in the game read the Pokemon it was fighting as a poison type, it chose to use the Psychic move. However, the Psychic move made it move fast, and that's all it chose to do for the rest of the match. And so the player chose to use a poison move, and pretty much they just waited it out until that Venomoth killed that Dragonite. Then they went to fight Gary, and they beat the game.
I beat that shit 5 hours ago.
It doesn't sound like fun.
I got Mewtwo.
Part of the thing that's fun about it is pretty much seeing the stories unfold as they happen, like they're currently happening now. Has the community, though smaller now, is playing Twitch plays Pokemon Crystal. They're playing through Pokemon Silver, and a lot of the fun is pretty much seeing the Pokemon they catch, the names they give it, and the stories that unfold around it. Pretty much like the team that was the team that they chose that beat the game is now called the Chosen Six, and everyone on the team has like multiple names people call them. Like they have a Zapdos that they got miraculously. I don't even know how they got it. This Zapdos has like multiple names. People call him John the Zapdos, Battery Jesus, Archangel of Vengeance. It's like it gets really crazy. They have a bird. They have a Pidgeot, and they call him Bird Jesus. And the artwork they have of Bird Jesus is pretty damn good. The Venomoth that beat that Dragonite, they call him ATV or ATVVVVVVV. They call him All-Terrain Venomoth, aka he's now also known as a Dragon Slayer. They have a Nidoking that they call the Fawns.
Oh my God.
They have a Lapras that they called Air Jordan.
Why?
I don't even know.
I mean, sorry I even asked. Jeez. Oh man.
But pretty much like seeing this community unfold through this game and the stories that came out of it created a lot of the fun that made watching it even intermittently very, very interesting. Just seeing what all these people can do and out of this very simple game.
That's true. I mean, the artwork that has been coming out, the mythologies that have been coming out of this simple project, astounding, almost scary.
I wonder if Nintendo has heard about this and wonder what they thinks about this entire thing.
Man, Nintendo doesn't.
They might as well have shut it down.
Well, no, not as far as shut it down.
No,
as far as their property, like like, are they happy or like, yeah, we made Pokemon? It's the shit, isn't it? Or, I'd be curious to hear what they think about this entire experience, because more than anything, this is a social media event. If more than anything, you got hundreds of gamers dictating what's happening for a game that was only meant for one person to play. So yeah.
Like one of the things that I like that came out of this is more that I kind of want to see other games that try that try to do some kind of similar things, like try to make a first person player that can be played by multiple people, or try to.
Dear Lord, no, that would be so horrible.
This can't be any more horrible than Twitch plays Sonic.
Yeah, it's because like part of the reason why a lot of this is able to work is because a lot of the Pokemon games are structured in such a way where it is very hard for you to be able to put yourself in a corner where you cannot win the game, like at all.
Seriously, Twitch plays Sonic, and it's like, what do? Not jump?
Exactly. You think, you only have two directions. You only have one button. How simple can it be? No. That shit got thrown the fuck out. I only lasted like 10 minutes before running the hell away because everyone was stuck on the most simplest of actions. And it gets worse because the uploader shows the inferior Game Boy Advanced version of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a clusterfuck. And I was like, oh, God. No, there are some things that were not meant to be played by multiple people, unless you're drunk. I think this is a social experiment to see what it feels like to be drunk.
Pretty much.
Also, I'm pretty sure there was a ton of drunk people on that game.
Also, it proved that with very, very chronic schizophrenia, you too can beat Pokemon.
Helix be with you.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Let's see. What else we got to talk about here? Oh, yeah. The rumor that Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to come to the PC still will not die. Despite the fact that Rockstar has not admitted that the game will come out to the PC, it's like every other month there's some new piece of information that somebody found in their mom's friend's house or in a magazine that nobody's ever heard of or a mailer that nobody's ever seen that it's coming out again. So this time around, it looks like a Portuguese retailer, Replay.com, is claiming that in their official newsletter that, Rockstar has stated that Grand Theft Auto 5 will be coming to the PC. Despite Rockstar saying, fuck no, it's not coming out on PC, guys. Stop asking. You don't know why everybody cares about their game so much.
Because it's Grand Theft Auto. You got like a whole bunch of casual PC gamers just wanted to get their console experience on a superior system.
Just fucking buy it on a console, guys.
Also mods.
Oh yeah. Grand Theft Auto has the greater ability to have mods. What's the point? No, what the hell with Grand Theft Auto? You have Just Cause 2. That's like the best multiplayer mod that you can come up with. Who needs Grand Theft Auto?
Well, apparently all these people are asking for it need it.
Also, yeah, you get to make $1 billion in a week, man. Without that.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I guess we can get into like a little controversial subject. Earlier
Shaq Fu 2?
What?
Shaq Fu 2?
Oh, hell yes.
God, why did you have to remind me of that atrocity?
Shaq Fu 2! Yo, I loved that game when I was young. No, I didn't.
But it's not even Shaq Fu. It's not even the same thing. It's just a renderware game that Shaq supposedly wants to help invest, but isn't.
And yeah, seriously, why does he want to help? He's got the money to basically have the game created. He's not poor, guys.
He does this for a lot of his app games. He did that for Shaq. What was it? Shaq Nation. And then there was this new one where he's basically his head on top of an incredibly roided up body. Fighting ninjas. That is Shaq Fu. That is the new game that he wants you to kickstart.
No, I am not doing it.
No, never mind. I'm expecting a fighting game. Whatever the hell this is.
Nope. So, what were you about to say, my friend?
No. Earlier this month, there was a NeoGAF report from one of the employees of Mercury Steam, the team behind the recent hit Lord of Shadows 2 and Lord of Shadows in general. It turns out that the success of Lord of Shadows, despite having a great gameplay, an incredible storyline, great voice acting, and great art direction, it was kind of a fluke. Okay, first off, according to the article, what was one of the biggest things that you found out about Lord of Shadows, despite it being, Lord of Shadows? That Kojima was in front of it. That Kojima Productions was helping out, right? No, fuck that. According to this employee, whose name is unrevealed, all Kojima did was show up in the office, sign some papers, take a look at some stuff, and leave. He barely did shit.
You mean to tell me this entire time he did nothing? He could be making my Zone of the Enders 3?
No, I guess during the entire time he was working on whatever Metal Gear crap that he was. I think he was working on 5. And he only did this because he's the guy Konami trusts with the most out of everyone. They fired Iga, so they don't have any long-standing members over there. Kojima's their man. So if Kojima just stamps his approval, then any game is considered AAA in their eyes.
All right, continue.
Yeah. Also, it turns out that the staff was constantly getting screwed around and messed up from within. They used to have a big number of employees, but now they lost around maybe 35 employees out of a small team in Spain. And most of them are key designers, key programmers, and a lot of what made the first game a success. Let me ask, do you remember Tanin? He's the key designer when it came to DMC from Ninja Theory.
Can't say that I do.
Yeah, and you know how kind of egotistical he kind of was about the design with Dante, and how it was kind of douchebag of him.
Yeah.
To literally make Dante a self-insert of himself. Apparently, there is someone even worse. His name is, what is it, Enrique? Enrique Babes. And apparently he made life hell for the Lord of Shadows 2 team.
What exactly did he do? Was he like the slave master or what?
Not only he was the slave master, pretty much every idea that has to be made, it has to be his. Nobody can. Back then, he was on a leash because he was a nobody. But then when Castlevania Lord of Shadows became a cult hit, his ego blew up, and he started making stupid ass decisions. And most of the decisions that he made was based on only his decisions alone and not the decisions of the team. And he pretty much threw away a lot of people from the team.
That doesn't sound good. So basically, there was no cohesiveness in that team at all. So if that's the case, it's lucky the game even made it out to production in the first place.
Yeah, apparently, the silk sections that everybody hates, right?
Yeah.
That was his idea. And a lot of people were complaining about that. They said the vast majority of the team was aware that the game they'd done was a real piece of shit. It had nothing to do with the first one's quality. So they're not surprised by the low reviews they got.
And well, that's the funny thing, it got mixed reviews, but a lot of people enjoy. I enjoy the game. I think the action parts are fantastic. The stealth part, I was like,
enjoy the game, but if this is a game that they consider shit, imagine what would have happened if they were actually allowed to be a cohesive unit and be free of Enrique Alvarez. That's his name. He led a broken development based on his personal criteria, completely overlooking programmers, designers, and artists, and pretty much it was his way or the highway.
And that's the thing that doesn't make any sense to me. If you have a major game like this, you have a major IP, and you see issues happening along your staff, why wouldn't you intervene and see what the hell is going on versus let it continue? Because obviously, not only did you damage your team, who A, probably doesn't want to be there anymore, B, even if they are there anymore, they don't want to do work that they need to or should do. And at the same time, what's that say with your quality of games and you ever hooking up with Konami
again? It doesn't matter. To him, he made Castlevania popular again. So he was the guy running the show. Turns out the internal structure is archaic because it was based on the old partners of the Scrapland days. Or I guess the studio signature engine was solely coded by two guys. One was a founder of the company and the other one was Enrique's confidant. There was no new programmers. He threw away any new programmers, and any old programmers pretty much left.
Left or fired?
Both. Some of them were fired because they didn't want to deal with the boss. Other people just bounced. And according to this, Mercury Steam was the AAA studio in Spain. So, shit. This dude thinks he was David Cage and Molyneux, and no, he was a shitty dude.
Well, it's a damn shame what happened, and it sucked the fact that somebody outside the company had to go post on a community-faced website just stating, that all the issue with this game transpired because that's really shitty. That's what internal process and HR and whatnot is there for to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen. So it's just always shitty for Mercury Stream in the first place.
Wait. Is Mercury Stream an American company or a Japanese one?
No, it's neither.
The European company from Spain. They were operated with limited funds before. I think they were completely comprised of a couple of new guys, and they turned out to, do a decent game, but Konami was not actually giving them any headway or stuff like that. They would say, "God damn it, we need someone to fix Castlevania for us, and we can't have a Japanese guy because Japanese people don't know what the fuck they're doing. You team, you are going to do a game for us." Yes, I remember the best part about this. You know how they got the job in the first place?
Do I want to know?
Konami needed a outside Western team to reboot Castlevania for them. However, they did not tell anyone that the game that they were rebooting was Castlevania. They held a contest among their second and third party developers to come up with a new game for Konami.
You know what? This reeks of bullshit. Why couldn't they just give the game to Platinum Games?
Hold up, dude. Don't you see what Carlos is doing? They got these guys for bargain basement rates. If they use Platinum Games, they'd have to do actual effort and actual money and actual contracts where they'd have to be on equal footing. They didn't have to do that with these guys.
Now all you did was destroy.
Castlevania.
So now all that you did.
Castlevania is not Metal Gear Solid.
Well, that's the thing right there. Castlevania was one of the games that made Konami what they were. Back in the day, it was Castlevania.
Those guys aren't running the company anymore. They don't.
And that's the fucked up thing about Japanese culture with gaming. It's the same thing that we keep going back to. It's a recurring theme with us, with most people that talk about gaming and the decline of the Japanese. And as much as people hate to say it, it's the truth. And this screams like, look at this.
Well, actually, there's also the opposite extreme over there. That there are Japanese people who have been around with the company since the very beginning, and they don't want to let go. Nintendo, Sega, Capcom.
No, I will say that Sega has let go because they were forced to let go. They had to, or they were gone.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Most of their top talent got just either whittled away or just left.
Yep. So they had to. Sega is basically a leaf in the wind. They have to go wherever they can to keep afloat.
Meanwhile, Nintendo is constantly lambasted because they will not let new blood in at all. But I'm not Neff. I'm not going to get into a Nintendo rant. All I'm saying is that Konami has no confidence in their Castlevania series, despite Castlevania being their bread and butter.
You know what? Konami has no other games to rest on anymore.
Between letting Kojima make these incredibly expensive Metal Gear Solid games, you need money coming in, and most of the money was coming from the 3DS Castlevanias. You don't have any other IP, or at least you would if you let Kojima do other shit.
It's going to get to the point where he leaves for him to do something else. He's going to have to leave to be able to do anything else. And, going back on Konami, the sad part is they have so many different IPs they could deal with. They don't. They still have Gradius, which is way overdue for a return. Because the last one they did was 5.
I'm sorry. You're telling me that a shoot 'em up, a genre that is incredibly popular in the indie scene, and you're not going to put that on DLC?
Gradius was the shit. The last one they did was fantastic. It was the best Gradius to date. So you got that.
Which one? That was the one that let you shift perspective from 2D to 3D, right?
No, you're thinking of the arcade.
That was R-Type. Sorry.
No. I want to say it was 5. You got You got Contra still, which is in limbo now.
Which doesn't make sense because Super Contra that they came out for the Wii That was one of the biggest successes. That led
Super
to
Contra.
Yeah, it turns out Contra Reborn.
Reborn. Yeah, I think.
Contra Reborn. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a success that let them, re-experiment with the Castlevania franchise again, and then it led to Lord of Shadows.
Yeah, I don't know what Konami's thinking. They're just like Capcom. They have a rich.
Lord of Shadows 2, Mercury Steam has fired 35 workers, and nobody is talking about that.
Well, they're not going to talk about it because why? Why would they want to talk about it? It's just bad publicity. Look at it this way: the way things are going now with Mercury Stream, you will likely never see another game from them because they don't have anybody to make a game for.
And not to spoil anybody who's going to still buy this game, but
wait, I have a question for you that might be just going to go with what you're about to say. So wait, so if they lost 35 people, who's working on the DLC that's coming out for this game?
That was actually they were working on the DLC in concert with the main game.
Boo.
Yeah, they were
contracts, guys. Contracts.
Yeah, contracts. There was you know what? We could do a good ending. But I think we're gonna do that with the DLC again, which make no sense. I always said they didn't need that DLC explaining how he became Dracula. It was perfectly clear how he became Dracula. So that mystery was part of the appeal. You didn't have to explain it in the DLC that not everybody bought, and you did not have to take a huge chunk of the story that compromises your sequel into a Nintendo 3DS game that nobody's gonna play. Mercury Steam has been, and this Enrique guy has been making shitty decisions after shitty decisions, and it turns out the most shittiest decision was made by Konami himself. Because Enrique wanted to do another ending, and Konami wanted to leave it open-ended in the case that sequel.
Well, I can't blame Konami for that one because if you wanted to keep your storyline going, that you wanted to plan it for a sequel. Now, the way that it was handled was ass backwards. I agree with that, but if you're anybody, you're going to want to keep your series going unless it was a one-off. And Castlevania has been notorious for sequel after sequel after sequel.
Yeah, but the story of Gabriel Belmont is not exactly one that you can keep going over and over again.
No,
that is something that deserves to be told in a nice, neat little nugget.
Well,
and with a conclusion that will be great for all characters.
Well, like I said before, this is the best we're going to get, and we likely won't see another Castlevania for some time, if we ever see another one again. So, yeah. Sad all way around. But we'll sure get tons of Metal Gear.
Oh, yeah, when I get tons
more
of
gear than you can handle.
Yeah, that's right.
More gear than Kojima could handle. He didn't even want to do Ground Zeroes. Apparently, he ran out of space, so he had to
make a game. I don't want to hear his shit, because every time there's a Metal Gear game coming out, I don't want to work on this game. I'm working on this game. I don't want to work on this game. Hey, I'm going to work on this game. Dude, shut up.
It's the last game I'm working on. No, I'm done. I'm serious. No more Metal Gear. No, I'm serious.
It's my last game. It's the last game before retirement. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go on my beach with my wife. See this picture of my kids?
I see my kids. It's Metal Gear Solid 2.
So yeah, screw that. Whatever. So guys, I'm gonna wrap up shortly. We've been ranting for almost 2 hours. Check that out. So we've been playing lately.
Walking Dead.
Really?
Pretty much.
Still can't get into that one. Well, let me rephrase the question. What have you been playing, and what are you looking forward to the next?
Okay, with that new format, I guess. Again, Walking Dead. Looking forward to Watch Dogs.
Is Clementine alive? Did you make shitty decisions again? Is every decision make a shitty decision?
No, she's growing to be a very cold girl.
Of course she is.
I've yet to get into those games. I've yet to get into that series. I'll have to give it a try.
Don't do it at night, and don't do it with feels.
Actually, I would encourage you, Shadow, to get that game and watch your wife play it. Make your wife play it. Okay. Just be right next to her.
That is an idea.
One, because it's really easy to play, and two, because it has a lot of moral decisions. You can just beat her up over it, and you'll have hours and hours of fun.
Yeah, it does sound like fun. I think I'm going to download that thing on Steam. That does sound like a
Oh, and the
perfect
best
idea.
part, the first episode is entirely free.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that tonight. That's going to be fun. Thank you for the idea.
Yeah.
But what else? Are you looking forward to anything coming out in the next couple of days? No, yes, maybe.
For myself, nah, I kind of I'm swamped with other stuff. Carlos?
Shit. What was the last game that I played? Literally, the last game that I played was Mega Man 1. My brother has just gotten into Mega Man after seeing me try to beat Mega Man X1. And now we just bought Mega Man Collection and Mega Man X Collection. He is trying to beat Mega Man 2.
Well, that's what's up. That's
I'm
good.
assuming he's gonna get it done. I couldn't beat Mega Man 1. I don't know how the hell he did it. Mostly to perseverance, but I blame X1 because I've been spoiled. I've been spoiled by X1. Nitro was right. That is actually one of the easiest shit you can do.
Yeah.
Also, because I want to play X4 again. That was my shit back in middle school, man.
I would love if
playing a Zero. It was so much fun, and the music was incredible.
I would love if Capcom would put all those games out as a remastered, but it'll never happen. Or put them on Steam. It'll never happen.
No, it'll never happen. You'll be lucky if you find Mega Man X1 on a PlayStation Network.
I mean, I can always get the ROMs and play them, but
Yeah, but I barely have enough capability in order to play the Super NES. I don't even know if I can get the PlayStation.
Anything else?
Let's see. What else am I looking forward? Well, I have a lot of stuff. I gotta beat Lord of Shadows 2.
Same
I gotta
here.
beat Lord of Shadows 1.
Better get on it. Well, not that it makes a difference. You already know what happens. You're only playing the game for the story, and you already know what happens.
Yeah. But I just gotta beat it, and also, despite the bullshit that's going on, I will get the DLC because, unlike the last one, this will give you a new character. It lets you play as Alucard. It lets you play as different powers.
Alucard.
Alucardo. Good. With this Nathan Stark accent. Gee, let's see. I have a whole lot of game. I have Flashback, Foul Play.
Wait, did you say Flashback?
Yeah, Flashback. That classic game, yes, the one on the Xbox 360.
Pick that up, huh? That's a good game.
Oh yeah. It's kind of entertaining. I like the main character. I kind of like the gameplay.
Did you play the original one or no?
No, I never played the original one, and I always been curious ever since I saw that in the back of GamePro magazine way back then.
Have you played it yet?
I have been playing it. I think I missed one of those little mutant things because they got me on one of the missions that I had to stop a bomb in 30 minutes, and shit, like I went too far. So I'm hoping I can replay that mission or something.
Yeah, another thing about that one is, well, once you beat Flashback, is Out of This World on that as well, or no, just Flashback?
No, Flashback. I'm not sure about Out of This World. Did mention it, but no, I don't think so. Yes, Flashback and the original Flashback.
Okay. You'll need to track down Out of This World on the PC, Mac, once you beat this Flashback. Because you need to play that one as well.
Huh. I know what else Oh yes. I need to beat I need to continue the eventual adventures of Dick Waju Murakami. I have Persona 4, and basically me and my brother has 2 files. He is the stalwart best friend to all the high schoolers, and I'm a douchebag. I want to see how far I can get in Persona 4 as a douchebag. Trying to score all the honeys, but showing no commitment. And my only friend will be Teddy. You think I'm going to last, Gabe?
I have no hope in you.
I know. But I don't care. I don't give a shit about it.
All right, and I guess for me, I have a huge ass backlog of games. Plus, I finally built my quote unquote Steam machine that's in my living room now.
Really?
Um, yeah, there's an article on the website about what I did, but I'm actually looking forward to a couple games. First is Titanfall, which is coming out on the
Everyone's hoping for
11th.
everyone's hoping for Titanfall, man.
Titanfall, I was playing the beta. Titanfall it's tons of fun. I love it, and I love mechs, and I love mechs going through giant city escapes. So that's fun. Um, I was gonna pick up Dark Souls 2 for the PlayStation 3. I
I
still
mean,
may.
you've been talking about that all week. What's the
Right,
holdup?
but Namco finally announced the release date for the PC version is April 25th. So I gotta see if I can hold on for an entire another month or so. You know me,
Lord,
I probably won't make it. But then again, between Titanfall coming out and then you got Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls come out in another 2 weeks.
there's also the other temptation of PAX having the playable build of Demon Souls 2 on the PC. You think you can hold on to that?
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the way, did you got your tickets?
No, don't have my tickets yet.
Okay, better get on that shit, man.
For
Yeah, I
which
know.
for which event?
No, the train to PAX.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I know I've been talking about Dark Souls 2 a lot, and I am gonna play it. I just don't know if I'm gonna play it on the console or the PC. I'm leaning towards the PC just because we get a 60 frames per second. Better controls, better textures, and I can play it on that new machine I built for my living room. So that'll be fun.
Oh well, and I guess that's it. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Final thoughts. My thoughts are never final. Konami, you fucking idiots. Why did you destroy Castlevania? That's my final thought for today.
Gabriel.
Final thoughts are, I guess, stream stream crowdsourced gaming is going to be a new thing for a little
New
bit at
thing.
least.
It's been a thing for quite some time and would only get better, more
Yep.
popular.
I guess crowd played instead of crowdsourced.
Uh-huh.
That's gonna be interesting. We'll see. But Lord God, no, please no crowd playing first person shooters. That would just be heretic. No.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Hey, should we shoot? That's vote to shoot. No, that's not
Vote
shoot.
to shoot. Vote to shoot. Yeah.
Do a jump? Vote to jump. No.
I think it could work if you had, what is it, them playing the no Russian mission of Modern Warfare 2.
Frag or no frag? Frag. No. We missed. War frag? War frag. You know what? That would sound hilarious. Okay, final thought. This is the final week to kickstart and help Treasury in Beatdown City. Please check out the Kickstarter.
Dude, it's not gonna happen. They need 50 grand and they're at what, 14? It's not gonna happen.
Oh man, that is such a nice game. It really opens the door to what you can do in a tactical RPG.
Like we were talking about before, it's the same fate that happened with the River City Ransom 2 when they tried to remake it last year. Didn't happen. They were like, we need X amount of money, and yeah, it was pretty horrible.
I can understand that one because I think most of the money was going into trying to get the license for the IP.
No, they had it.
They had it?
Yeah.
Wait, so why couldn't they just? Right. If they didn't have the money to even make the
They
development.
didn't have the rest of the money, right?
Yeah. Even like and they were going for 3D graphics or they were going for the original 8-bit.
It was looked like it was a combination of 8-bit, 16-bit.
And they still didn't have enough money for development tools and stuff. Man, that is rough. Shit. Well, I wish Sean the best of luck with his game. I'm going to fund it anyway. That's a pretty cool game. And
Actually, I'm wrong. I just did a check back. Looks like they for River City Ransom 2, they actually squeaked in and made it. Holy shit! I'm gonna
really,
get that game.
which one?
River City Ransom 2. They didn't get any of the stretch goals though.
Oh, okay, damn.
There is hope for the fight for the beat 'em up genre yet. To have
They
resurgence.
beat it. They meet their funding goal with less than 2 days. Well, 2 days left. Because when I last talked to the guys working on it, they were like, we're still quite a ways out from what we need. So they weren't expecting it to make it, but it did. So I'm glad it happened. Holy shit!
So not even Kickstarter can, save all the games.
But this was like $100,000, and they met the goal. So hey, this is way less. Who knows?
Well, there is another game. I guess that there is one more game I'm looking forward to. Abyss Odyssey is from Ace Team, the Chilean team that's from.
Oh yeah. I
Rock of
actually sent you
Ages
guys
and
an email about
Xenoblade.
that. Yeah, that looks good.
That looks good. It's basically a roguelike action beat 'em up with your enemies having adaptive reflective AI, which pretty much every book in that game is an individual fighter with his own moves, tactics, and defensive options. And you even have the option of absorbing his soul so then you can use that character. And I haven't seen a game with such deep a roster with complex moves since Guardian Heroes or Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. So I'm looking forward to that. And that is it. Keep salty, everyone.
Peace
And
out.
may bird Jesus be with you. If you believe in that sort of shit. I thought I thought he was chicken. Peace out.
All right, guys. Later.